Hello students, today my topic is sargassum. Sargassum belongs to the group brown alga, popularly called seaweeds. The brown alga forms the division Phaeophyta and constitute a distinct taxonomic group due to their morphological, anatomical and physiological complexities. The group includes 265 genera and roughly about 1500 species worldwide. With few exceptions, the members of Phaeophyta are marine. Most of the Phaeophycean members grow in the intertidal region and upper littoral regions in cold temperate waters, particularly in the northern hemisphere. Scientific classification of sargassum. It belongs to empire Eukaryota, kingdom Chromista, subkingdom Chromobiota, infrakingdom Heteroconta, phylum Heterocontophyta, class Phaeophyceae, order Fucales and family Sargassi. Sargassum is a genus of generally planktonic, free-floating macroalga. It's named for the Atlantic Ocean's Sargasso Sea, which hosts a large amount of free-floating mass of seaweeds, particularly Sargassum natans and Sargassum plutans. According to Algabase, there are 866 species names in the database at present, of which 349 have been flagged as currently accepted taxonomically. Most of the species are generally attached to rocks along coasts in temperate regions. The alga is most conspicuous in tropical and subtropical waters ranging from mid-littoral to sublittoral zones. Most of the species reproduce sexually except Sargassum natans and Sargassum plutans, which reproduce only by fragmentation. Habitat and distribution. Sargassum is believed to be the native of Japan and is now believed that it has a wider distribution than previously thought. The transplantation of oyster seeds from infected regions of Europe and the transportation of fertile fronds by currents or by boats or ships are believed to be the most likely source of inoculation to new areas. Sargassum is highly tolerant to environmental parameters such as desiccation, full sunlight and variations in salinity and temperature. This enables it to occupy a broad range of habitats from the upper intertidal, mainly rocky pools, to the subtidal and substrata, from exposed rocks to Zostera marina, that is eelgrass beds. Sargassum is commonly found in the beach drift near sargassum beds, where they are also known as Gulf weed. Numerous species of sargassum are distributed throughout the temperate and tropical oceans of the world, where they generally inhabit shallow water, rocky and coral reefs. However, the genus may be best known for its planktonic, that is free-floating species. Two species, Sargassum natan and Sargassum plutans, have become holopelagic, reproducing vegetatively and never attached to the sea floor during their life cycle. The species of Sargassum are commonly met in tropical seas of southern hemisphere. The species are also common along the coasts of Australia, Japan, West Indies, Florida and India. The most common centers of occurrence of the species is supposed to be southern hemisphere. In India, the species are commonly along the eastern, western and southern coasts at Okha, Dwarka and other places. Vegetative structure of Sargassum. The alga has two distinct parts: the perennial dark brown basal axis and the light colored annual primary lateral. Species of this genus of alga may grow to a length of several meters. They are generally brown, olive or dark green in color. The plant body resembles the seed plants as its diploid perennial, erect and bushy with a bilateral or radial symmetry. The main body is differentiated into irregular to solid holdfast, cylindrical stem-like main axis called stipe and flattened leaf-like laterals or fronds. The stipe may be short, a few centimeters high to long up to 30 centimeters or more, cylindrical and branched. The branching is monopodial. The main axis bears primary laterals, that is branches of unlimited growth, which give rise to secondary laterals, that is branches of limited growth. Some secondary laterals become flat, leaf-like and act as photosynthetic organs. These leaf-like laterals possess minute pores on the surface called cryptostomata. The leaves are sometimes replaced by golden brown colored stalked air bladders called as nematocysts. These bladders are swollen, berry-like, which keep the frond afloat by providing buoyancy. In the upper part of the plant body, the axis of the laterals bears fertile and sterile receptacles. Embedded in the fertile hermaphrodite receptacles are unisexual conceptacles, which bear oogonia and antheridia. Anatomy of sargassum. Anatomically, the thallus is differentiated into a mucilaginous cuticle, epidermis or meristoderm, which is meristematic in nature, and peripheral layers of compact columnar thin-walled parenchymatous cortical cells, which have abundant chromatophores and fucosine vesicles. Inotocortex is the zone of medulla which consists of narrow, elongated, thick-walled cells which serve the function of conduction. The internal structure of leaf resembles the main axis. The epidermis is followed by assimilatory cells with numerous plastids. The cryptoblasts, opened outside by cryptostomata, are also found in the epidermis of leaf. These cryptoblasts are flask-like bodies with multicellular hairs arising from the base. These hairs are believed to be respiratory and absorb nutrition from the water. Cellular structure. The cell wall has an inner cellulosic layer and an outer gelatinous layer of pectic substances, which possess mucilage of alginic acid and phosphinic acid. The cell wall is distinguished into two fractions, a fibrillar part that gives the wall its strength and an amorphous part in which the fibrils are embedded. Chloroplasts are discoid, golden brown colored and contain chlorophyll A, C1 and C2 as the main photosynthetic pigments, and fucoxanthine and beta-carotene as accessory pigments. Individual cells may contain several chloroplasts. The alga owe its color to the accessory pigment fucoxanthine. These chloroplasts bear pear-shaped stalked pyrenids to their inner sides. The chloroplast DNA is organized in a ring-shaped nucleide. Vesicles containing reserve food material are formed in the cytoplasm near the pyrenide. In chloroplasts, the thylakoids lie in stake. The chloroplast is surrounded not only by its own double membrane, but also by a fold of endoplasmic reticulum, so that in all there are 4 membranes around it. The most important reserve product of photosynthesis is chrysolaminarin, which is a beta-1,3 linked glucane and lies in solution in special vacuoles. Mannitol is also found as the reserve material. The cells also contain various small, highly refractive, colorless vesicles called fucosine vesicles, abundant in metabolically active cells. These vesicles contain an acidic fluid, pheophycin, tannins or florotannins. The florotannins are readily oxidized in the air, leading to the formation of brown or black pigment, pheophyne. These vesicles actually originate from plastids, where the tannins are produced, then ooze out to cytoplasm. Only reproductive cells are flagellate. The flagellate cells have a typical photoreceptor apparatus consisting of a swelling on the posterior flagellum. The long anterior flagellum is pleuronematic, bearing tripartite mastigonemes, which are formed in endoplasmic reticulum cisternae. The Golgi body lie in their forming phases appressed to the nuclear envelope. Reproduction in sargassum. Sargassum and other fucoid alga have an animal-like life cycle with no alteration of generation. Look upon this as an exception to the general pattern found in the plant kingdom. The plant body of Sargassum is a diploid sporophyte. It does not multiply asexually by means of spores. Instead, it reproduces by vegetative method and the formation of sex organs. Vegetative reproduction. Fragmentation is the only known method of reproductive vegetation. In case of Sargassum natans, it is very prolific. Each fragment develops into a new plant. Sexual reproduction. Sargassum is characterized by a diplontic life cycle in which meiosis takes place just before the formation of the gametes. Here both the tiny motile male gamete and the large non-motile female gamete are produced in unilocular structures. The sexual reproduction is oogamous and involves the fusion of motile sperm or male gamete with a non-motile ovum or female gamete. They are born inside antheridia and oogonia respectively. The spores germinate inside the sporangia to produce gametes. The sex organs are produced inside special cavity called conceptacles. The conceptacles are found inside small finger-like branchlets called receptacles. The plants are either monoecious or dioecious. In monoecious forms, the antheridia and oogonia can be in the same or different conceptacles. In case of dioecious forms, the male receptacles are smooth and the female ones appear spinous. Development of conceptacles. The conceptacles develop from a superficial mesodermal cell which becomes much more prominent. Surrounding cells of this mesodermal cell divide rapidly, sinking down this prominent cell deep into a flask-like cavity. By reaching at the base of this flask-like cavity, the prominent cells divide transversely into an upper tongue cell and a lower basal cell. The tongue cell degenerate while the basal cell divide anticlinally and periclinally into two rows of curved cells. These layers represent fertile sheet. The antheridia and oogonia develop on this fertile sheet from the cells of the upper tier. Antheridia. A large number of antheridia develop in each male conceptacle. They are born on the lower branch of paraphysis. The first antheridium is born at the tip of a three-celled filament which arises from a cell of the fertile layer. The basal cell remains at the level of fertile layer. The middle one is known as stalk cell. The upper or antheridial cell develops into an antheridium. The antheridium is ovoid in outline. Internally, the antheridium contains initially a single diploid nucleus and a few chromatophores. The diploid nucleus divides meiotically and then mitotically to form 64 haploid nuclei. The chromatophores also divide and ultimately get placed near the nuclei in 1:1 ratio. The cytoplasm is cleaved and the contents of the antheridium get divided into 64 haploid protoplasts. Each such protoplast transforms itself into a single sperm or anthrozoite. The wall of the mature antheridium becomes mucilaginous. It breaks its connections with the paraphysis and comes out. Here the wall dissolves and the sperms are released in seawater. A sperm is a pear-shaped biflagellate structure of pale brown color. The flagella are unequal and inserted laterally. The anterior shorter flagellum is of tinsel type, while the posterior longer flagellum of whiplash type. Oogonia. Only a few oogonia are born in a conceptacle. They are formed directly from the cells of the fertile layer. Some of the cells of the upper tier of the fertile layer protrude out and function as oogonial initial. It divides transversely into a lower stalk cell and an upper oogonial proper cell. The stalk cell gets pressed between the growing oogonial cell are oogonium and the cells of the fertile layer. The young oogonium contains a conspicuous diploid nucleus, dense cytoplasm, and a number of oil droplets. The diploid nucleus undergoes meiosis and mitosis to produce 8 haploid nuclei. 7 of them usually degenerate, while the functional haploid nucleus enlarges and becomes centrally placed. The protoplasts of the oogonium then function as a single cell or oosphere. The mature oogonium is globular or ellipsoidal in outline. It has thick 3-layered wall and a single womb or oosphere. The 3 wall layers are outer exocyte, middle mesocyte, and inner endocyte. The middle wall layer or mesocyte imbibes water and becomes mucilaginous. Its swelling breaks the exocyte. The oogonium is slowly extruded to the outside of the ostiole. It, however, remains attached to its original position by means of mucilage threads formed by the mucilage mesocyte. Later on, the endocyte also ruptures and the egg is liberated in the water, still attached with mucilage threads. Fertilization. The ovum of Sargassum are not shed in sea. They remain covered over by the gelatinized wall of the oogonia and are held in position just outside the ostiole by means of a mucilaginous stalk made of mesochitin. They attract a large number of sperms freely swimming in water. Several anthrozoids approach the egg. With the help of these anthrozoids, the egg may rotate in water. The number of sperm attach themselves to the gelatinous sheath of the womb by means of their anterior flagella. The posterior flagellum continues to lash. One of the lucky sperm penetrates the mucilaginous covering and fuses with the womb. The other sperm swims away. Now the fertilized womb has a diploid nucleus and is called a zygote. Now the germination of zygote. After fertilization, the zygote continues to grow on the parent for several days before dropping to ocean floor. The enveloping mucilage protects them from environmental stresses. Their large size also allows them to settle rapidly, and the well-developed rhizoids adhere quickly to the substrate. This results in the germlings settling near the parent within 3 meters, where conditions are likely to be favorable. The zygote germinates directly without any resting period. It begins its germination while surrounded by the gelatinous sheath derived from the oogonial wall and still attached to the interior of the conceptacle by means of mucilage stalk. After some time, the gelatinous sheath dissolves and the zygote in its early stage of germination falls down. The fertilized egg elongates and divides transversely into 2 cells. The lower cell divides transversely and develops into rhizoids, which later become aseptate. The upper cell divides and redivides periclinally and anticlinally. Vertical or longitudinal walls appear in the terminal region, which then shows differentiation of outer and inner cells, followed by the distinction of mesoderm, cortex, and medulla. Simultaneously, a 3-side apical cell appears at the tip of the germling. It produces the typical thallus. Dispersal of gametes. Gametes are usually released during or just after the springtide. The timing may be determined by hydrostatic pressure or more probably by the light of the moon, as observed by Fletcher in 1975. Gametes are released in cycles of 13 days instead of all simultaneously, increasing the possibility that some of them will encounter favorable tides and conditions. Germlings are pear-shaped, enabling the rhizoids to land first. Rhizoids stick within 48 hours. Germlings lose their ability to adhere over time in connection with declining mucopolysaccharides level. After 18 days, half can still stick, and after 49 days, none can stick. Germlings can grow on kelp, but they fall off before they reach a height of 3 centimeters and can no longer re-adhere. Individuals that become free-floating can survive in the water column indefinitely. Alternative dispersal mechanism. Fertile branches break off from the holdfast and float away. When the germlings are released a long distance from the parent, they do not have to compete with their own relatives and can settle in new territory. The combination of these two dispersal mechanisms proves to be an effective system for global spread. Developmental morphology or morphogenesis of sargassum. The thallus structure, that stem, branch and leaves, developed by the activity of a three-sided apical cell. The thallus consists of three compact tissues called for convenience the epidermal, cortical and conducting tissues. The lateral consists of only thin-walled cells in the leaves, but in mature stems contains both thick and thin-walled elements. Both the concepticles and cryptostomata originate in a single flask-shaped initial cell which develops the entire structure. The first division of the initial cell results in two unlike segments, a large lower cell which develops the walls of the concepticle and cryptostomata, and an upper cell, the tongue cell, which remains inactive, divide to form a short filament or degenerate. The initial cell is apparently the tongue cell, a product of the true initial cell. The concepticle and cryptostomata are undoubtedly homologous structures. Every stage of development in both structures is the same, from the appearance of the similar initial cells to the development of the paraphysis in the cryptostomata and sexual organs in the concepticle. The paraphyses are developed basipetally by the division of the lowermost cell in each structure. Spermatocysts or their degenerate representatives occur in some cryptostomata. Such conditions indicate that cryptostomata have been derived from concepticles whose sexual organs have become sterile. The spermatocysts develop as in fucaceae and finally producing 64 sperms which are discharged from a partly terminal and partly lateral vent. The sister cells of an oocyst does not become a stalk, and consequently the oocyst is an embedded structure. The oocyst normally gives rise to but one egg. The nucleus of the oocyst accordingly becomes the nucleus of the egg. The entire oocyst of sargassum, unlike other genera of the Fucaceae which have been studied, is discharged with its enclosed egg. Germination of the egg takes place while it is attached to the surface of the plant by the mucilaginous wall which surrounds it. This segmentation results first in a many-celled undifferentiated ellipsoidal sporulin. Rhizides develop late at one end of the multicellular sporulin with no apparent relation to gravity or other stimulus. Now, economic importance of sargassum. Sargassum seaweeds are eaten by people and used fish bait in basket traps, animal feed as fertilizers, as insect repellents. Various species are used as medicines for ailments ranging from children's fever, cholesterol problems, cleansing the blood, skin ailments, and as flavoring agents and also as fertilizers. Alginates are cell wall forming materials found in sargassum. Sodium alginate finds its application as a stabilizer and as an emulsifier. It was once used in textile printing industry. Being non-polar, sodium alginate has led to the development of high quality fibers which can be used in the textile industry. Sodium alginate fibers are used to weave bandages for larger wounds and burns and for making firefighters' fireproof clothing. People living alongside the seashores of Japan often eat fresh sargassum seaweeds as vegetables. Sargassum has been used as a topical medicine to treat goiters in some provinces of China. Sargassum seaweeds guarantee a continuous supply of dietary iodine. In addition, sargassum seaweeds promote the excretion of urine and reduce edema. It is also prescribed to alleviate pains from swollen testes and hernia. Thank you very much.